Hi everyone. When I'm teaching, I get a lot of questions about my vibrato technique. I guess maybe it's unique. A lot of people seem to be kind of surprised by it, so I thought I'd do a session on it because I feel like it's a really useful technique. There's other kinds of vibrato, and Guthrie Govan goes over this really thoroughly in a masterclass lesson that he does. I will put a link below so you can go check that out. If you get the chance to go see him, that's really, really great. If you get a chance to speak with him, then that's even better. He's a really great guy, and he's just really, really knowledgeable. So like I said, the kind of advantage with this style is you can kind of be free because your hand's basically off the neck all the time, apart from the notes that you're fretting. So it feels like a really free technique, and you can be more flowing and you can be more kind of economical with your style, you know, and that's kind of how I approach the guitar. And it just leaves me a little bit more space for phrasing and feel. So I just want to kind of stick around like fret 12, just, you know, the C, D and E, just to stay around the middle of the neck where it's really slinky and it's kind of easy to bend, you know. If I just do a little lick, as you could see, I was kind of getting a kind of smooth vibrato, kind of butting up against the string next to it, which is kind of a kind of inherent imperfection in this style. But like you could see, my hand is completely off the neck, so my thumb isn't being used to pivot or anything like that. There's nothing going on. I'm not trying to manipulate the string in any other way other than just having my finger on the note that I'm trying to play and just gently pushing it with my arm. Now the thing about this technique, you can't keep your whole, it's not like you can't keep your whole arm stiff. It's got to be loose. The only part of the whole thing that's got to be kind of with tension in it is the end of your fingers, just because you need to have that kind of energy going into the note. I'm going to have my arm kind of straight, and then my wrist and my arm are going to be completely straight, and the motion's coming almost from the elbow. And it's not a twisting thing like the other vibrato techniques, you know, like a very basic, like a very standard one. So the reason I gravitated towards the Clapton way of doing things is that, you know, I can do something on the fly and just brush past it right after. And be real quick with it, you know, real snappy. So like I said, you need your arm to be real loose. The only thing you really want kind of with tension in it is the end of your finger. But I'm going to have my arm kind of straight, and it's all coming from my elbow, just pushing my arm up against the tension of the string. So I'm just going to play this C note on 13th fret of the B string. See, so my arm is kind of, it's all in line and it's all still, but the only tension I can really feel is in the end of my finger, where I'm trying to keep it nice and strong against the string. And it's just those two joints really, those two joints, those two knuckles there that I'm kind of trying to keep tight. And you can kind of practice it with your first finger to begin with, but after I learnt with my first finger, it was kind of easy to move on to the other fingers and add in, you know, for other licks. You know, so you can kind of access it whenever you need to. And when I show this this technique to students, the instant, you know, impulse is to sort of shake the note. And I know this because I did it when I was younger for like 2 months when I was learning how to play this technique from videos of Clapton playing DVDs. And students always do this. So what they've done is they've kind of tensed their whole arm so it's really stiff, and then it's just like juddering from like they're trying to shake, physically kind of shake their body to shake the note. Please don't do that. You want it to be real loose, real loose. And the thing is, the best way to practice this would be with a lick that you use vibrato with, so you kind of know when you've kind of hit the mark of what you're trying to achieve. That's what I did, because I was a big Gary Moore fan at the time, and I was used to kind of really digging in, you know. But if you're on the fly with that kind of Clapton-y technique, then I don't have to stop and kind of adjust my you know, position of my hand or anything like that, because I can just loosen up, take my hand off the neck and just bend the note whenever I want to. And then when you've got this technique kind of down, you can apply it to double stops and then mix it up with your old vibrato techniques. Yeah, it's great for those sixths, well, thirds, you know, however you look at it. So yeah, that's one of my favourite vibrato techniques, and I hope you enjoy it as well. And if you really want to learn the style, just keep at it. Like, I was throwing the guitar up the wall when I was 13 years old trying to get this down, so man, yeah, just relent with it and you'll get it down.